inside Mike Delivers from his wife's, cat's, his own living room. Here's your host, Mike Biseglia.
That's right, this is Mike Delivers, episode number 118. And I'm your host, Mike Biseglia. And I'm coming to you from my wife's kitchen, outside the living room, outside the dining room, outside the staircase, in Bloomfield, New Jersey. You can find this podcast where all major pods are found. Don't forget, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, go ahead, leave a comment, leave a 5-star rating. The support's greatly appreciated. We continue good, healthy foods from places that typically serve you foods that clog your arteries and give you type 2 diabetes. Today, we head out to Boston Market in beautiful Clifton, New Jersey. By the way, 2 Boston Markets in Clifton. Kind of strange, right?
Where's the second one?
Route 46.
Oh, Clifton's a weird place.
Clifton's,
As
I don't
we
get
always
Clifton.
Say, it's the Brooklyn of New Jersey.
I don't get Clifton. I'll never understand
weirdly
Clifton.
shaped, larger than you expect.
Clifton's bigger than New Jersey. It's weird how it works. I don't know, but it's
and I
true.
don't know anybody from there. That's the weird part.
I don't either. You've heard me promote it in the past. I will continue to do it. Head on over to the Mike Delivers Patreon page. That's Mike Delivers Patreon. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com. Or just go on your phone app, Patreon, type in Mike Delivers. It's also in the show notes if you want to get the information. That way, everybody that's signed up, I know, has loved it. It's an extension of this podcast. It's bonus material. You listen to an extra podcast. We do videos, video food reviews. Find out how I crashed my wife's 2007 Toyota RAV4. So for $4 more a month, you basically get a whole new version of the Mike Delivers podcast. And right now, catalog, Jess. Guess how many podcasts are cataloged on there?
Well, you said you get an extra podcast if you sign up, so that makes it sound like you get one podcast. You mean one a week.
One a week.
Okay, you said one.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is why you're here. I need you to be more interactive in this open. Checks and balances, you know? Like, in America, we have... How does the system work?
The judicial system?
Tell everybody about the judicial system.
I feel like as a molecular biologist, this is really my area of expertise.
That's why I brought it up for you.
No, I am.
Do you know the 3 branches?
The judicial, the legislative, and the executive?
Yes. We got the House, we got the Senate, and then there's the President.
Well, and
they all keep each other in check.
And I will be honest that I took advanced AP every single thing. But I took basically like basic history, which was basically like remedial history at my high school. So that my whole like civics education is paltry. And then I went into 10 years of science college and just like that part of my brain just left to put in new stuff.
Point I'm trying to make here, but thank you for a little history on your life.
No, but here's the issue. Since you've gotten into politics, you ask me these questions all the time. Happy to answer questions about molecules. Not happy to answer questions.
Let's talk molecules. What's your favorite molecule?
What's my favorite one?
Yeah.
I mean, I like anything with like a carbon and oxygen. Makes it organic.
What is it about carbon that you find so fascinating?
It's organic.
Well, be more specific.
It's part of the life force.
And do you ever find that you find carbons that just don't live up to the hype?
No, they always do their job.
Okay.
No, but you always ask
So
me,
are carbons the Bill Belichick?
It's the backbone of basically everything.
I see. I think oxygen is Belichick, but we can do that another time. Point I'm trying to make is thank you for checking me and helping out and explain the Patreon page for people. So you get, like on Patreon, you get more of this wacky, zany stuff from us where we kind of go off the rails, give you inside stories. So, for example, on the last episodes of the Patreon page, I go behind the scenes at CBS Sports Radio and talk about some of the stuff that happened on the shows I work on.
But you might have to sign like a non-disclosure agreement if you listen to that.
Don't say that to people. Now they actually might
Well, no,
sign
but
up.
then it's good stuff. They know it's good stuff.
Just one story that's like really behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So head on over. For $4, you can hear something that you're not supposed to hear that I might eventually get in trouble with for saying on the Mike Delivers podcast. Okay, Jessica. Boston Market today. Is Boston Market good? You're up.
Good for what? Is my question.
It's tasty.
Like, I think So my brother's been into getting it as like dinner lately, which I kind of respect. And why don't we do that?
I don't think it's that bad.
Because he just moved, and like when you moved, like within the same township, but a totally different side, and all of a sudden you're like, things that felt like they were 20 miles away feel so close to you.
Yes. So let me ask you this: so your brother might come visit New Jersey for the first time in a couple weeks, correct?
Should we get Boston Market?
Should we be like, you've come all this way? There's a lot of really good restaurants in the area. I think you need the Carver's meal.
I think that if we don't get pizza from New Jersey for people who are not from this area, that you're doing them a disservice, to be honest with you. And
I'm glad you bring that up, and we'll get back to Boston Market, but you know how this podcast goes. It's funny seeing like all the spots in Pittsburgh that are famous for pizza and just how different that is. Like, I liked Minio's a lot. But if Minio's was here, I don't think it would make a mark. But it's fascinating. It's almost like why there's so many New Jersey pizza places that I would consider average, and I mean that with like love. They're not bad. Like if you were like to get them, like they're just average. But you put them in another place, they're good. Why can't other places figure that out? And I've said this before on the podcast. I think you can get great pizza everywhere in the country. I just think in this area, it's easier to find it, and there's more places, and the bad spots don't exist as much. Why do the bad spots exist more in other places? I'm not saying they're bad in Pittsburgh. I'm not trying to go there, but it just seems like I don't understand why like the bad spots in New Jersey don't exist. Like, there's something off there.
I think it's leveling up to the competition. Honestly, you're going to go out of business if you have shitty pizza around here, which is funny because. Like, there is shitty pizza around here, like, what I would consider. So, like, I think upper echelon is, like, wood-fired, coal-fired pizza. I like the New Jersey-style pizza as well. But just, like, a typical, more, like, New York-style, like, floppy slice situation. I consider that, like, shitty pizza. Every so often I do want it, though.
But it's not even that. But
it's not shitty.
It's not shitty. But why is it so hard for other places across the country
and that's what I'm saying. It's a competition. You level up. Like, let's say you're working at a company where everybody's kind of lackadaisical. You're gonna be like that as well. And you also learn from your ancestors who came there and maybe started the pizza place. Like, a lot of these things are... Not a lot of people are, like, starting a pizza place at our age often. It's usually more...
Okay.
It's been brought down...
So that's what it is. Because I'm just like, why...
It's cultural and ancestral.
So that... And obviously there's more people here, which plays a part in it. Because the higher population, I guess, equals more pizza spots. You go to other places in the country, there's not as many people. Why should there be as many restaurants? Would it make sense? They'd all go out of business. You got a text, you got a smirk.
Yeah, I did.
See, I'm going to call you out on that, because if I ever looked at my phone during the podcast, you'd be like, Mike, did you do the rundown? Mike, did you set everything up?
I'm sorry.
You're dilly-dallying on the phone.
What is the name of this podcast?
It's called Mike Delivers.
It's called Jess is Making Dinner. Well, what am I doing right now with the child?
Right now, you're doing jumping jacks.
I'm wearing him.
He's doing... Unbelievably, he's hopscotching.
No, I'm wearing him in a little
What was
sling.
the text? Tell everybody what the text was.
So the text was, and it is hilarious text. You're on it as well. I just sent a cute picture of the baby, but the video, it's to our family text. The video above it is our niece, who has, and I love this about her, she's obsessed with reading operating manuals, or like user manuals. I've written operating manuals before, so I really love like reading them as well. And she's 2, by the way. She's reading the remote control operating manual and goes, too many options. Like, that's hilarious. She can't read. She's 2.
Maybe she can.
She might. I don't know what she even means by saying too many options.
Too many options.
Anyway,
too many options.
Okay, that's what it was.
Options. So
that's my theory, is that people around this area, they learn a technique. So, okay, we have to back up and say that we went on a real binge of Barstool Sports Pizza reviews right after the baby was born. Like, we just went through them on YouTube one night, or 2 nights actually, and they were talking about how even in Pittsburgh, because we did all the Pittsburgh ones and West Virginia ones where my mom's from, they were saying that they learned from each other, right? Yeah. So like people around here might have learned a certain technique, and that kind of spreads. You know what I'm saying? And then
oh, interesting.
Like, why is Chicago-style pizza? One guy from Lou Malnati's learns one style and takes it over to Gino's or whatever it's called. Whereas in Pittsburgh, it was the same thing. Like they said, like he when he did the Barstool Sports, he goes, Minho and Aiello's, they taste the same.
Right.
And then he finds out that they learned from the same guy.
Yeah, right.
And it's the same style. And like definitely Pittsburgh style pizza is like a thicker pizza for sure.
That makes sense. It's a good answer.
But I also think it's the leveling up to the competition. It's like with bagels around here. We've talked a lot about, not on the podcast, but real life this week, we've talked a lot about why there's this bagel place in Charlottesville that's not that great, in our opinion, but everybody thinks it's the second coming of Christ, and it's strange.
It's strange.
Yeah.
That's why, and I've said this to you privately, a goal of mine is to get Joe Harris on this podcast, and I have tried.
Did you see I tagged you in something he was doing today?
Yeah, food truck. I already saw it. I've got a few UVA players on that are in the NBA, so it's doable, but it's just been tough to lock it down. So Joe is such a nice person. Joe Harris, by the way, is a Nets guard. Hopefully they re-sign him, or I'm going to be devastated.
Yeah, we've been watching him for literally, a decade or something?
If they don't re-sign him, I'd be so pissed. So he was at Charlottesville when I was at he was at UVA when I lived in Charlottesville, and he is a complete foodie who's obsessed with Brooklyn now. So he's like all in on the Brooklyn food scene. You gotta stop.
No, I'm just laughing at the baby.
Liar. So you're so lying to me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Silence is deadly.
Keep talking.
Keep talking. So anyway, point is, I want to hear him. I need to hear him talk about Bodo's because he's lived in Brooklyn. Why are you smirking at
No,
me?
because...
Now I'm getting insecure. What's going on?
Nothing is happening.
Is Leon juggling behind you?
You're telling a story. No, I agree.
Because he's such a nice guy that he's going to say the right things about Bodo's. But...
No, what makes me laugh is every time I think about bagels in Brooklyn, I think about eating it on the subway and then I gross myself out.
Oh, that bagel was worth eating on a subway even now.
I can't believe I ate on the subway. But I was 4 days pregnant. I had no idea.
That was prime COVID too. You just didn't care.
No, it was December. It was pre-COVID. No, but I don't know why that always makes me laugh. I'm like, I ate on the subway.
You were starving.
I was like a week pregnant, literally. And I had no idea.
You didn't know you were pregnant.
No, and I was just so hungry. Yeah. I couldn't take it. I don't know.
That should have been a giveaway. Eating on the subway. Pregnant or just fucking sick. In the head.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what was making me laugh.
Yeah.
Because I think Brooklyn has the best bagels.
I do too. They are yummy, yummy, yummy in the tummy. They're very good.
Fluffy and chewy. New Jersey definitely does not have as good bagels as the other side of Manhattan, in my opinion.
I would agree with that. I think,
they're fine. They're good.
I also don't think maybe our area is great. We gotta try other spots. Like, I thought that Bagel Witch was excellent.
Yeah, I didn't like my cream cheese, though.
But I thought the bagel itself
the bagel was good.
Was very good.
But I feel like everyone we've had in, like, Queens, in Brooklyn, are, like, earth-shattering.
Very good.
It's the same thing. Like, why can't other places do that? They just don't level up. Because people don't care.
Maybe that's what it is.
Like, I used to eat 2 bagels a day in high school.
Every day.
Yeah, most days.
They called her Jessie Bagel Geisler.
Some Mondays I had
JBG.
3. I was dancing like a million hours a day, and that was like a good thing to like shove down your pie hole and keep moving.
Yes, but I will say those bagels were probably like 2 of those bagels equal 1 regular bagel here.
Well, these were Brugger's. They were always Brugger's. I don't know. I think they're just denser.
Yeah.
So I think calorie-wise they're about the same, but it did the trick. I love bagels.
Oh yeah, bagels are great.
But it's the same thing with pizza. I think it's just there's a standard of acceptability. Like you go to Iowa and you brought them like the wood-fired pizza from here, they'd be like, "What is this shit?"
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. So
they might not even like it.
There's a friend of yours, and then friends of ours, yours, who's from Idaho, right?
Yes.
And he loves Bodo's bagels. And he says they're the best bagels. So he's from Idaho. And this was like the best I've ever debated. This was such a good answer from me.
Yeah, you are not a great debater.
No. I have the potential to be a good debater. I would disagree with you. Oh, we're debating right now.
You do not like to hurt people's feelings?
No. But if I'm passionate about a topic and I'm knowledgeable, I do feel like I could do it.
Okay.
Like, you want to debate something right now?
No. I want to hear the rest of the story. Because I actually don't really know.
Let's debate Chipotle. Uber Eats apps. Like, I'd kill you on that.
Okay. Let's debate molecules.
So this person from Idaho was like, Bodo bagels are the best. They're just the best. And then I was like, well, okay, tell me why. He's like, this and that and the flavor, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, okay, you're from Idaho. I go, I think potatoes in New Jersey are better than Idaho. No, how could you say that? I was like, case in point, bro.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Like, you got to think about it. When you're from an area, I was like, just put yourself in my shoes. You're from an area. You're known for that area. You're obviously great for that. Now think about it differently.
Well, and I can just say, like, objectively, we had this Bodo's Bagels every Thursday morning at lab meeting, and you had to buy them if you were presenting. So just to add one more layer of stress, you had to get the bagels.
Sure.
And sesame seed bagels were highly coveted in my lab, so you had to get the right number of sesame seed bagels. The cream cheese was amazing. That was kind of it.
I remember I brought Brooklyn Bagel back to Charlottesville one time, and then I showed that bagel compared to the Bodo Bagel, and everybody was like, wow.
Wait, and then every time our friends, Jeremy and Taya, who consequently live literally down the street now,
like a mile,
because they used to live in Charlottesville with us, then we ended up,
well, that's why I moved to Seaville,
apropos of nothing, living less than a mile away from each other here.
Complete coincidence.
But every time they'd come stay with us, as like their like homage, they would bring us 24 Brooklyn bagels every time. It was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah,
that was cool. Now I want one of those bagels.
I know. I think that's honestly what it is when you're proud of something in your area. That is, I think the Idaho thing is a great case in point of like, okay, here's another one. Like, you're in North Carolina or South Carolina, and cornbread is everything.
Right.
You're gonna have great cornbread.
Yes.
You go to a restaurant here. Okay, Boston Market has cornbread. It's fine.
Right. I think it's good.
I think it's great, but they're not gonna think it's great. Exactly. Like, you and I never eat cornbread, right?
Yes.
But that cornbread's pretty damn good at Boston Market. But if you're in the South and you get like one in a skillet with some honey butter, it's a different game.
That's why I get mad at New Yorkers when they tell me how good Chipotle is. And Chipotle's not bad. Some of it's tasty.
I've never voluntarily had it.
But it's just like the point of like, there's a here's what I'm going with. There's a pride in New Yorkers about like Italian food. And like they get so offensive if things aren't done the way they think. But then can't understand why somebody would think Chipotle's not good.
Yeah, like in Southern California, somebody would be like, "You're going to Chipotle?" That's like somebody going to Olive Garden here, right?
Yes, exactly. So, it's funny you mention that. Or I did a Chipotle drop off today, and I dropped it off to a guy that lived literally 100 yards or less. I mean, I would say a minute walk to 2 minute walk from the taco place in West Orange we like.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Ugh. Okay, so now here's the thing.
So I'm like, wow, like, does he know this exists? Is it just that the like Chipotle's got a here's and I'll get to what you have to say. This taco place, really good burritos and tacos.
Very authentic.
Same price. A walking distance down the street, or you're gonna do Uber Eats, get a burrito, surcharges. He tipped me well, so kudos to him. You could walk down the street, get a better burrito, save $10 to $15. I was like, I couldn't get that through my head. That was weird.
I have no point here, but I just am philosophizing.
Yes.
Okay, so here it is. When I travel, which I haven't done in a while, but I traveled extensively for many years for work, I liked getting chain restaurant stuff. Like, that's why I said Chipotle was something I would get when it wasn't like a choice of my own. I am never ordering chain food to this house when I'm home because I know the good restaurants.
Except when your brother comes in a couple weeks.
When we get Boston Market. But
get in the car, get a little meatloaf for Andrew. But
if we really want a rotisserie chicken, we'd probably get the Thai place that had rotisserie chickens. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I guess I can't, like, maybe for some reason, and I learned this from other people who travel, that it's a real comfort thing of, like, I know what this is. I'm in strange surroundings. I just flew on 3 planes to get here. I want my Panera Greek salad, which we live by one, would never order this house. Always gonna order local. Part of it for me is, like, helping local businesses. But I do wonder if, like, sometimes it's just, like, a mental thing for comfort for people. Like, I know what I'm going to get here.
Probably. And then there's also probably something of, like, people are scared to try stuff.
I mean, that is very interesting, though, about, like, you're close to something and you haven't tried it. By the same token, there's a lot of pizza places on this, basically off the street we live on, that we have never tried.
True, but I'm not ordering Pizza Hut here.
No,
it's another local
but we do
place.
we hopscotch over that to try
because from our research and our deep dive into pizza, we found that these are the spots to go to.
Yes.
Now, I'm not getting Domino's and that place is next to me. That's more of the comparison.
Yes. No, that is interesting. No,
it's weird.
But it's like I can't hate.
I kind of like. Next time I should ask him. Like, if I get the courage to do it.
Like, I feel like I've made local places, though, my comfort food. I always just wonder if it's their comfort food, which is why I don't want to, like, hate on somebody. It's like, ugh, I just need my Domino's ham and pineapple pizza. You know, like, that's my thing.
Well.
But, like, I feel like I've made, like, there's local restaurants here that I've made, like, this is my comfort food. Now.
Yeah. No, you've made it.
So that's why I can't hate on them for doing that.
No.
But for me, absolutely, when I travel, the only time I go off the chain restaurant grid is if there's something great on Yelp. And my work wife, basically, she's a foodie as well. But she's a vegetarian, so we'll often do, like, Thai or Vietnamese or something like that if it's local.
She could be my work wife.
We do a lot of that. But otherwise, yeah, we do end up doing more of like a Chipotle, a Moe's, you know, it's something you can like.
It's so funny. And I asked this to John Sherrill. I made it a question when I did the podcast. You want to listen back to one of our episodes. I will do whatever I can to find something that's not a chain if I'm out somewhere. I will not.
Yeah, but you haven't traveled for work. There's something about that like anxiety of like I have a short period of time.
Yeah, but you've seen me order. I mean, I guess if you're like, I understand if you're looking at it's like 3 places and you're like, ugh, let me just do the Outback Steakhouse and I know what I'm gonna get.
Actually,
I guess
that's a great one if you're in a hotel at night. Oh man,
no, Outback's good.
Penn State, that was my place, Outback Steakhouse in Penn State.
I do think though, with the advent of as Uber Eats and the DoorDashes of the world continue to grow, Jess. I do think, though, that there's going to be more opportunity to find different places. I think because even like pre-pandemic, I can tell you from doing orders myself, a lot of the restaurants were not on Uber Eats.
Yes,
they're now on it.
Yes,
out of necessity for staying alive.
But also, you're like, ugh, I don't want to drive that far. That takes it away. So. You know, like, if I'm like, I don't want to go 20 minutes to get this thing, if I have somebody drive it to me, it doesn't seem that bad. No. So, yeah, I know. What I'm really interested in is, as the weather gets cooler and the only option is minimal indoor dining, which I personally do not find to be a good decision due to contact tracing, which is a pretty reputable source. Like, we don't indoor dine, like, at this point.
Yeah. No, we don't.
We've outdoor dined.
We've outdoor dined.
You know, not significantly, but we have done it.
I'm so glad that was brought up, because I could totally do a whole show on this. I think it's fascinating.
What?
Indoor dining now.
Yes. And I know you talked about it with London Parentes, about just how both of you were like, I like my food at home. And you've always liked your food at home.
I always have. That's always been a Mike thing.
Like a bar and a cocktail. Like, I mean, truly, the one thing I miss, if we had a babysitter, would be like to go to a bar and you and I split like 3 appetizers.
You're going to say 3 martinis.
I was going to say 3 appetizers and 3 drinks with that.
Yeah.
And then have a wicked hangover the next day.
Well, I just bring it up because as doing an Uber Eats driver, I'm going into restaurants. Minimal time, but I'm going in and I'm seeing places that are doing it, not doing it. Like,
ooh, was anybody doing it at Boston Market?
No one was sitting in there. No.
Did they have tables or were they like all flipped up?
Tables. You could sit there.
Like, oh my God. Like, that's so sad. If you're like, I would prefer, you think about this. I would prefer this Boston Market off Allwood Road in Clifton, New Jersey to my couch.
Well, I would say the food's warmer. Like, it's fresher.
We also have an oven.
I'm not saying what I would do. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
And a microwave, and Brian had something to say about that.
I guess I don't even know where to begin. My brain's kind of disorganized on this topic. But I'm going into places and picking up foods, and I'm seeing this. Like, the place I saw it that was packed social distancing done right, but still very busy, was Friday night TGI Fridays in Wayne, the Willowbrook Mall. Busy. And people have their masks down. But, I mean, that's up to them. I don't want to go down. I don't want to do that.
But there is a reason that with contact tracing, they're finding it to be in those areas.
Oh,
it makes sense. It just makes logical sense.
It was weird being in there, seeing people eat inside without a mask was a weird visual. So I just want to bring that up because that's something that was such a part of my life. Everybody's life. I'm not unique to this. Going into a restaurant and eating, right? Seeing it was weird, Jess.
That's weird.
It was weird to go in and be like, there's a family eating inside having TGI Fridays. I'm like, this is just strange. Like, I went to a Chinese restaurant. People inside eating. I don't know if I never would have thought of this before, but being inside a restaurant, you could, like, feel your body. For me personally, I could feel it, like, clench. Like, it didn't... I guess what I'm trying to get at, and then I'll shut up. It didn't feel right. It felt unnatural. It felt like... And you have the right to do whatever you want, and I'm not going to come on here and preach. If you want to fucking eat in a restaurant, eat in the restaurant. Not my business. But for me personally, when I was in there, and I was like... I would feel uncomfortable eating in here. It just was weird.
And I would say, so you and I cook 5 days a week, I would say. I cook 5 days a week, and we do take out like 1 or 2 nights a week. We like eating at home. But I would like to understand that allure to other people, and just to understand it. Like I said, like I get, like everybody has their own thing about why they want to. Like, I understand that you're like, ugh, I had a bad day. I need my Chipotle burrito. Like, this is my thing. But I just don't need, first of all, eating out at chain restaurants that bad. But I definitely... I miss going out, having like a drink and some appetizers as like a date night kind of a thing. But what is it that you're like willing to risk? I mean, it's no judgment. We've already had it, and we're even a little weird about it.
That does play. Like, for me, I'm still super vigilant and careful. But when we're as
vigilant,
places,
we're truly as vigilant as people who have never had coronavirus.
Yeah,
truly. I walk outdoors with a baby every day, and I wear a mask outdoors every single day.
Yeah. No, I just think too that, it does help me mentally that I did have it. I do feel like a little more sense of ease.
I don't do anything differently though.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, I don't because if it mutates, you could get it again. Like,
who knows?
But I'm just interested in what that risk. We also have a newborn, so I think we have a different mentality. To be honest,
I will say what I've been thinking when I go into restaurants is very dark inside. Everything looks dark.
They are. No, that is interesting.
Right? It's like dark.
So give me like the top like 3 to 5 busy restaurants inside that you've seen, because I'm interested to see like what are people interested in actually, like what is their thing that they want?
Busy inside. That's a good question.
Busy all day?
Busy inside. Well, this was mad respect. I wrote this down as a story from the road, but we can just do this now. I saw a woman in Friendly's eating 2 hot dogs alone. And I thought
at the same time? Like
she wasn't downing them both at the same time, but she ordered 2 hot dogs and was sitting by herself in a Friendly's. And I said, that's strange. Right?
No, it is.
That's a little weird.
And that's what I mean. Like, you have to have an open mind of, like, people have different lives than you.
I was like, okay, you went into Friendly's and had 2 hot dogs, and that's what your decision for indoor dining? I don't know. I mean, like, I thought that was odd, right?
It's odd. Yeah, no, that's
I
odd.
wanted to go up there and be like...
You should have interviewed her and be like... Because you love a hot dog.
They look good. I mean, I'm sure Friendly's hot dogs are probably tasty, but it was just like...
You could also buy a pack
What?
at your house for half the price and just make them.
That was weird.
That is weird.
I do feel weird, so that was odd. Other indoor dining, I talked about TGI Fridays that I thought touched me and tickled me that was strange. I'll have to come back to you if something comes up to
TGI
me.
Fridays is always really busy.
Yeah, they're a busy spot.
Like, always. There's nothing else you can think
yeah.
of that was, like, super busy? Like, you were like, oh, wow.
Nothing else has come to me. But what's interesting, though, and this is something I need to look into, is, like, becoming a consultant for restaurants to help them out. Because I know so well how to do things. Like, it's funny to see these are the places, like, this one place, Chipotle. Guy out front of the door wasn't allowing people in. Very vigilant. Kung Fu Tea in Montclair was a fucking shit show inside. Canceled the order and left. I was like, this is teenagers are running the rest.
Yeah,
The bubble, the
Kung
tea.
Fu Kung
What
Fu
is it? What is it
tea.
called? The
Bubble tea?
Bubble tea. It was a fucking disaster.
Have you ever had
There
bubble
was,
tea?
One time. There was 20 people in there, and I was like, I went in there, we're like, it's not ready yet. It's going to be a couple minutes. And this is where you have to, like, make rational decisions as an Uber Eats driver. You look around you. There's 20 other people waiting for their drink. When he says it's going to be a couple minutes, it's going to be a fucking hour.
Yeah.
So I left, and I was like, I don't want to wait. No. So I left. But I was like, but based on the COVID conversation, just seeing how disgusting that was, and then other places that kind of had their shit together. That's interesting.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of bummed that you don't have more places than that were busy.
Kung Fu Tea. Man, I have to think about that. Jersey Mike's does a good job with their organization.
I went there once.
A+ to Jersey Mike's.
During this. They had they had their shit together.
Chipotle's not good at what they do. Jersey Mike's very good. I have to keep thinking about that. I don't know off the top of my head. That's a good question, though. Let me think about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel very torn about this whole thing. I mean, honestly, because I feel like one of the biggest luxuries in life is, like, going out and having cocktails and, like, some appetizers with you as a date. Or, like, for my brother's birthday, we always go to a steakhouse and have, like, a nice meal. And that sucks.
Steak outside. Weird.
Yeah, we've had this discussion about steak outside. Yeah. We went and we had dinner. We had lunch outside on the beach. Do you remember that? In Spring Lake, New Jersey.
You talking about with my parents?
Yes, and when that guy got a really, like...
That guy had my last meal.
Well, we were just talking about how, like, when you eat outside, there's, like, a certain... like, type of food you want to eat. Like, you're not going to get, like...
Well, it's also the weather.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, you're not like, I'm going to have some Alfredo sauce. It's 110 degrees.
So we had lunch at outdoor dining.
And that was the weekend we didn't have power.
Yes.
So we were really hot thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true, too. So this one guy who was dressed up to the nines. I don't even know what that means.
Fancy.
But why is it called the nines?
I don't know. We both had...
wouldn't you be dressed up to, like, the infinities?
I don't know.
Like,
we both...
Like, if you're dressed up to the 9, should I be dressed up to the 10s? Right?
You would think. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
But we both had workout clothes on, so it wasn't that kind of place.
No, it was like fancy, but you could be casual.
It was like, I feel like for dinner it would be fancy, but for lunch it was fine that we had, like, gym shorts on.
But it was a really cool, like, I don't know, it was a nice beach restaurant.
It was a nice beach restaurant, not like a hot dog place. Like a expensive lobster roll beach place.
So this one guy got 2 Manhattans, like at 12:30,
which is rough on like an afternoon lunch.
And then he got, what did he get? He got mashed potatoes, spinach, and like breaded shrimp.
Yeah, like a fried shrimp.
He got like a dinner I would get when I was 22, had a great metabolism, and was eating like the meatloaf, mashed potatoes, like this heavy winter dinner inside on the beach outside with 2 Manhattans. I was like, this guy's not going to make it past 3 o'clock. He's going to be fucking passed out.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
No, outdoor dining has been like a nice reprieve, but I'm kind of okay with getting to... I've always been that way in the winter, though. Honestly, you and I have always been like that. We spend 6 months a year getting takeout and 6 months a year going out, basically. So we're about to hit our hibernation point.
Right, but we've been doing it.
Yeah, we've been doing it the whole time, basically.
Dude, Uber Eats is going to be crazy.
Yeah,
coming.
well, let's hope.
Oh, it's going to be nuts. Oh, you can't convince me that it's not. You can't tell me that, like, February 6th when it's 12 degrees outside and no one's eating outdoors, and Uber Eats is going to be crazy.
Yeah, no, it'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we never even ever got delivery except when it snowed.
Oh, it's going to be nuts.
So
I can't wait. The incentives, the money.
We've talked nothing about Boston Market.
Yes, we have. We talked about how great it is. Well, we talked a little bit about Boston Market on a previous episode.
Yes.
And how much that I loved it based on my grandpa, because it was fun to...
well, rotisserie chicken is the shit. Like, it really is.
I don't think you get bad rotisserie chicken from anywhere.
No, I don't. Good. I agree.
I'm going to deep dive into it now. It sounds fantastic. It was good. But the chicken from there, it tasted like it wasn't from the rotisserie.
No, I think it was the skin was taken off. So
what do they do with the skin then? Is that a waste?
Mike.
Jess.
They eat it.
Who's they?
The chef's special.
Wait.
Like the people who work there.
No, they don't. Don't fuck with me.
No, I think they do.
They don't waste the meat and give it to the employees.
I'm sorry. Can you look on there and order a side of skin? Okay, so what are the options? What are the options? Chuck it or eat it.
Put it on something else.
They're not putting it on anything else.
Dice it up, saute it, throw it on a nice salad.
No, hopefully they're eating it. I'm saying I'd prefer them to eat it than just to throw it out.
You're saying the chef picks up the skin, chop.
I don't know. I mean, but it's either that or they throw it away. Like they're not doing anything else with it.
I never even thought of that.
Really?
Yeah, never crossed my mind.
Yeah. Well, it's also you can admit that skin does not age well.
No, skin's
bad. It does not age well. Like, and that's I think the issue is like you can't hang out with some salmon skin for a while or some chicken skin. It gets so gross at that point. Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah, so I do think that their chicken is amazing though. Like I love the rotisserie chicken.
You know who else loves rotisserie chicken?
Tell me.
My friend Leon.
The cat?
The cat.
Yes,
Guy loves rotisserie chicken. Guy loses his fucking mind over it.
So does most of my family, my mom's side, so it's genetic, except he's a cat.
Yeah, and he's not... Was he born out of them?
No,
that's different.
But he did take his first nap in a rotisserie chicken container.
You think that matters?
I have no idea, but it is that's a fact. That's not like.
But do you think because he slept in a rotisserie chicken carton for 2 days that the smell as a baby
I don't know.
now makes him like it?
I just think that's so cute. He was so small to fit in there.
That's when I hated him.
I know, you're a monster.
I know, I hated the cat. People that listen to this might not know this. But first couple days of Leon the cat, I was not a fan.
Yeah, he hated the cat.
I hated the cat. Which is now like... So...
I sent him a picture and he was like, that cat is ugly. He said that. That cat is ugly. You guys have seen Leon. He's literally a gorgeous cat. That's gorgeous. Kind of like that's like an objective statement.
He's gorgeous. The kid is passed out.
Yeah. No, he just smiled. Yeah, he's objectively a very attractive cat.
I feel bad. But I think Leon got over it. We talked about it.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
I don't know where he is.
I don't know where he is either.
He's a good cat. I love that cat.
No,
we talked about it on the other episode, but we thought we lost him.
Oh yeah, that was horrifying.
You know what I like about my new jobs?
Tell me about it, Michael.
Sunday night doesn't feel as Sunday nighty.
I was listening to a podcast with Ken Jennings.
By the way, this is a podcast about Boston Market.
Yeah. So do you know who Ken Jennings is?
Of course. I dated a Ken Jennings. But, oh. You're talking about the one that went on to Jeopardy.
Yes. He talked about when... He kind of wrote a book about how... This was what I listened to breastfeeding in the middle of the night last night. I like to be educated while I'm feeding our child. And it was about how making your hobbies your job always loses it's the thief of joy, basically.
Oh, like why are we bringing up topics we could go hours on? I don't agree with
that. You don't? You feel like you loved sports as much as you did before?
I think it's complicated, but I don't agree with that. I don't.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, I don't. I think I love the Nets. And I think I really liked sports I don't think I loved sports from the beginning. I like sports. Don't get me wrong. I really like sports. I don't love sports.
But you were not. I'm gonna argue with you on this because we've been together.
Now we'll get back to that previous part of the episode when she goes, he doesn't know how to debate.
Okay,
let's bring it on.
We've been together. It'll be 12 years this week, actually. You did not watch games for enjoyment for the last 8 years, I would say.
Nets I did.
No. Okay, you pick one fucking team in one league.
Well, you're giving a broad brush. I'm saying that's incorrect.
I'm saying NFL Sundays. Were you not anxious as fuck?
Here's my counter.
No. Answer that before you start.
Here's the counter. The Giants have been the worst team in the NFL the last 8 years. They have been constantly 3-13 or 4-12. There's been nothing to be anxious about with the Giants.
But then why are you anxious every Sunday?
Oh, that's something else. I thought you were talking about being anxious with the Giants.
No, I'm talking about how your job made you not enjoy sports as much.
Oh, that's definitely true.
That's all I'm saying. That's my thesis statement of this discussion.
Yes, no, I would agree with that.
I don't know what you're arguing here.
I don't either.
Okay.
I was just wanting to prove I could debate.
No, clearly. No, my argument was you have not enjoyed sports as much once you made it your career because then it became work.
True.
Okay, done.
True.
Wow, you're a great debater.
Saying, I'm not saying. I'm just saying I don't like sports as much as I did in the past.
Well, no, and that was the whole thesis statement of this podcast I was listening to was if you super love X, Y, or Z, once you make X, Y, or Z your career, it becomes work.
Yes, but I really enjoy Uber Eats, and I love talking about it.
For now.
No, that's true. In 3 years from now, I could have a very different... If in 3 years from now, let's just be completely honest with the audience. If in 3 years from now, the Mike Delivers podcast isn't killing it on the charts.
And you're not crushing your other producing jobs.
And I'm just doing Uber Eats, and I'm just doing it. I'm 40 years old doing it. You might have a point.
Yeah, I mean...
You might. But for now, I'll say this. True to God. And this has nothing to do with anybody I worked with or the company. This is about me. I enjoy doing Uber Eats drop-offs more than producing CBS. I just do.
Well, I took a sort of a different approach of my work passion is certainly science, but that's not my outside passion. I don't read science journals.
No.
On average. My outside passion is fitness, honestly. But if I had made fitness my job, I think I'd hate it. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, it does.
So my passion, and even my PhD was geared in that direction. And I got a nutrition degree. So my PhD was focused on type 2 diabetes and nutrition. Then I got a master's in nutrition as well. But I think if I were a trainer for a living,
totally,
I would hate working out. But instead, it's my reprieve.
Totally get that.
So now sports is your reprieve again.
Yeah, it's been
nice for me to see.
Nice.
You enjoy watching the Giants. I even said to you, I was like, why don't we wait till the Giants are over? I'm gonna go do a bunch of things and then we'll podcast.
You did
I did that on purpose. Yes, and I even timed everything.
And I knew you were doing that, but pretended like I didn't know you were doing that and being dumb just to get sympathy from you. I
don't think that you did notice that, but that's
fine. I'm more manipulative than you think.
You might be. No, but I did. I was like, I just want you to enjoy this.
No, you're right. It was nice to watch. I mean, the Giants had a bad loss and it sucked. But it was fun to watch the game without the exterior noise of everything that comes from what needs to be done as a sports producer. Yeah.
But that's something that I've always thought about, with Ryan, that I will be do whatever you want to do, but you don't have to make your passion your job because then it might not be your passion anymore.
Yeah, see, there's so much to that.
It's an interesting thought, though.
No, because, great CBS sports radio hosts or hosts in general love sports and they get to talk about it. I think, hear me out on this, I think if my job was not producing but hosting, I might feel differently.
Interesting. And I am in the opposite position where I kind of produce science.
Yeah.
I work with amazing companies. like Regeneron, which apparently Trump keeps saying he took a Regeneron. Like, he keeps saying that as, like, the drug that he took.
I know, the Lincoln Project did this thing. They made it, like, Regeneron, like an ad.
They're my best client. I am very close to them. I've covered them for 7 years. Like, I love Regeneron. But the fact that he's like, I took a Regeneron, I'm like, I don't even know what that means. And I know every freaking, like, security guard there.
You'll learn. You got time. You got to learn.
No,
Take a Regeneron.
I just think it's interesting to, like, have your own thing and then have your side thing.
Yes, but and you know, combine the two.
But I don't do science anymore. Like, I'm not like you were saying, you're being the host. I'm kind of the producer. Like, I go to them and I'm like, hey, here's this thing that'll help make your job better, and that is so I'm kind of producing their science.
There's so many factors into why I wasn't as into sports. Besides it being a job and the stress involved in it. There's just so many factors combining all of it together. So it's a little bit complicated. But I will say, like, with the Uber Eats stuff and doing a podcast about it, I'm working for myself. So it's just different. Like,
yeah.
Like,
no, I get that. I get that.
Like, if I was doing... Like, if you were like, I'm doing your own show on sports... I mean... And your passions change, you know? Like, I was probably more passionate about sports when I was younger. And I'm not as much. I don't think that's abnormal. I think, you know, like, I still love, like, the Mets, Nets, and Giants. But I don't love... Here's what makes it different. I don't love trying to follow, like, for example, the Falcons tonight fired Dan Quinn. I don't like sports enough to care about that.
So...
Does that make sense?
100%.
Like, I don't care that Dan Quinn was fired. I'm upset the Giants lost. And I just want to care that the Giants lost. But I don't have to want to spend energy caring about Dan Quinn being fired.
So here's the thing. I was so nuts about the Pirates growing up that as an adult person, that's the first thing anyone I run into from high school asks me about.
Yes.
I haven't watched a Pirates game in its entirety on TV in probably 7 years. I've been to a couple games.
You think your love of them has dwindled?
Mike, I watched every game. I knew their birthdays. I knew their spouses. I knew their kids. Like, I was an insane person about it.
Would you say that your Nets interest has peaked up a little?
Sure. For sure. But this last bubble situation was hard to...
It was hard.
I listened to your Bad Weather Fans podcast with Alex being, like, just kind of despondent about it. I felt the same way. It was like... I don't know.
The season was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
I miss going to the games.
That was fun.
Thanks, Evan Roberts. We really loved going to those games.
That was fun.
Awesome. Like,
yeah, like that. You and I in Nets games probably never happening again.
It makes me so sad. There's a couple of things that make me really sad. I love weddings. That makes me sad.
It's all depressing.
Oh,
damn it.
Are we going there? All right, should we talk about Boston Market at all?
No. That's the end of the podcast.
Okay.
The food was fine. We liked it. Don't forget to go to Patreon. All right, we can...
That's not true. I actually thought the food was
all right, let me
good.
do a little cleanup. I'll talk about picking up. I said cleanup because I read cleanup. Didn't even mean to say that. Went to Boston Market, picked up the food. Was doing Uber Eats tonight, and I got really lucky that my last drop-off was 4 minutes from the Boston Market. Awesome timing. That was the shit.
I know. I was surprised how soon you were home.
I know, because I told you I'd be home like between 6:15 and 6:30, but when you get your last drop-off is at the Boston Market, down the street, it saved me between 15 and 20 minutes.
Yeah, and Ryan and I took a super long walk today because the weather's going to suck the next couple of days, and he likes taking a walk. So we came home at the same time.
Yeah, literally at the same time.
Literally.
So that was cool. So went into the Boston Market, and this was, as I referenced earlier in the episode, you could dine in. Nobody was dining in. There was one woman in front of me who spent $59
wow.
on every side. She did not get any food. If I didn't clarify that before.
Do you think she was having like a party and she just needed sides?
Maybe.
Do you remember the last time we did Boston Market? I think there was like an older man eating like a sirloin steak or something in there, and that made me sad.
That was pre-COVID, right?
For sure, yeah.
I can't remember now.
We had
a
the
lot of
baby
this.
back ribs at some point.
Yeah. What was that month? Rib month?
No, that wasn't a month. We didn't start doing months till
Oh, okay.
sandwich month, I think.
Gotcha. She just got sides. Did I ever tell you the story? Maybe I said on the previous episode we did Boston Market, where we did Thanksgiving, and the mashed potatoes were so bad that I had to go to Boston Market and just get mashed potatoes.
What year?
I don't know.
Like with your family?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Before you.
I've never heard this story.
Yeah. Pre you. I couldn't tell you when, though. That I couldn't do.
That's bad.
You know, something happened with the potatoes.
All right.
But she got all these sides, and she was weird. This woman was strange. She was like, "Do you have cream spinach?" She's like, "No, we don't have cream spinach." And
They
she's
always
like,
have cream spinach.
They were out of it.
Oh, okay.
Something smells good. Are we cooking something?
I have meatballs on the
my
stove.
God, they just
Very
got
low.
over to me.
All right. Well, yeah,
Thank you,
at
Rose.
9 o'clock we haven't eaten.
And she was like, "No, we don't have that." But then she asked. He goes, "We have something else." What did he say? Something else. And she's like, "Ooh!" She got like so excited about the other
Oh,
side.
God.
Oh, it was the mac and cheese.
Oh.
She goes, "Oh, we got mac and cheese." She's like, "Oh yeah, that's great." She
don't-
probably got 10 sides. It was $59.
Wow.
But that's why I told you in the beginning of the episode, oh no, I said this on the video. The mashed potatoes were gone. So initially when I got my bowl, so you got a market bowl, you got a protein, 2 sides. I was going to get the turkey, then I changed my mind because that's what I do. And I got the chicken, no skin. And then I got 2 sides. First I got the veggies, which was like a corn, or not a corn, carrot. What else is in there?
Zucchini and broccoli is all I
and
saw.
broccoli were in there. And then I said I'll have the corn. And then I said, you know what? I changed my mind. Fresh mashed potatoes came. Give me the mashed potatoes. Ladled the gravy on top of it. That's what I went with.
Well, so did you know that was like what they suggested in that article I sent you?
No, you helped me out. But Jess, I don't think that was very healthy.
Well, no, that was the lowest calorie option.
With the mashed?
Yes, with
you
the
could
mash.
get it with corn.
Mike, I sent you the freaking.
I could do it with corn. You think
corn was more
than the mashed potatoes?
No. With the veggies, which makes no sense to me.
No.
Okay, so here
No.
was the lowest thing: skinless chicken breast, fresh steamed vegetables, mashed potato, and poultry gravy for 415 calories. It's
That's
the lowest
more
thing.
than that.
That's a pretty big bowl of mashed potatoes.
That's more than that. You're telling me corn's more than the mash? That makes no sense, Jesse.
It doesn't. No. Corn was more than the veggies.
Well, that I could see. I mean, based on how it's buttered.
Calories are no option. What sides do you get there?
What I got.
Well, you know how I feel about mashed potatoes.
Yeah, you should like. Well, who doesn't like?
Fucking hate mashed potatoes.
Why?
Because there's no texture.
Nah.
No,
this is
no,
on you.
no,
Jess,
but-
we don't have time to get into your mashed potato.
Good God.
Lack
Alright,
of desires.
I love their dill potatoes. Like I love.
Oh, that was there too. The
yeah,
dill
I
potatoes.
love those. I love a roasted. I like a potato. I don't smash. I can chew. Don't bring it up for me.
Yeah, you know what?
And now I will say one thing. You make
I can chew.
You do make a great mashed potato.
You like mashed potatoes, you just don't know it yet.
No, I don't like them like that. They were too slurpy.
You like mashed
No,
potatoes,
I
you
like
don't know it yet.
smashed potatoes.
Oh my god, the semantics.
No. That has a skin on it. There's texture. Like I'm talking like the difference between ice cream and like soft serve, texture wise.
Yeah, but it's still dairy.
Yeah, I just don't like the slurpiness of it. All right, we should do this before he wakes up.
We'll have to do a mashed potato episode, but that's fine. We can
I've
save
never had a mashed potato I liked. Except yours at Thanksgiving. Wink.
it. Okay, you're just saying that so you get laid. All right, here
No,
we
I'm
go.
just saying that so you make the mashed potatoes again. That's your job every year.
Okay. Let's do the scoring for this. So, what do we got? We got heat factor, takeout presentation, and taste. And then we'll do best thing we ate this week.
I'm interested to hear your takeout presentation.
You want to start with that?
Yeah.
I mean, it
'Cause-
was awful. Like,
I
it was
I
just-
wasn't sure what you were going to say. That's why I was...
I mean, I thought it was cool that it was in its own container. And when the guy put the lid on, I thought the lid was too big for the container. Then I realized I was wrong, and the lid was perfect. I think when you do one of these bowls, like these KFC bowls, they're kind of gross when you look at everything together. Like like it's all like mixed up. Like you couldn't mashed potatoes gravy. It just looks like a. Bleh. But I mean, that's what Thanksgiving is. That was unappetizing to look at. I liked the container that they had. I'll go grab it in a second so we can look at it live. But when you give your score, but I'm going to give this a 5.5.
So here's the thing. It kind of looks like a trough, like for a horse. Mike's gonna have to eat some before he shows it, because I know him better than that. He's getting a fork. Yeah, it's a deep bowl. Like it's a deep.
Look how much is left in here.
Yeah,
this is definitely gonna be consumed.
There's no way that's 415 calories, but
no way.
It looks like a trough, like, which is not. I have to agree with you. Like, have you ever had the Boston Market where you get like the plate that has the 3 sections in it, where it's like 2 sides and a main? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
yes.
It's like
this is all muddled together.
Yes, it is a bowl, and there's something like less appetizing about that. I'm gonna give it a 6.
It's not bad. We're not buying you.
Talking about the troughness of it seems rough.
Yeah, when you combine it. So what's the difference between a market bowl
and just like a platter?
With 2
I don't
sides?
fucking know. I have no clue.
It's the same thing.
It looks like the same thing, but
the difference is you can't get the chicken without the skin.
Oh, is that true? I don't know. Is that true?
I think so. Maybe.
I don't know. The only thing, because I know KFC does a similar bowl situation.
Yeah.
But like, why can't they put it on a salad and not a bed of mashed potatoes?
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, not super cute. It was like a little mysterious looking. Like if you were like, look what I brought home, I'd be like, I don't know what that is. It was a black bottom with a clear top, and it looked like a trough.
Yeah, I can see that now. You still gave a higher score than me.
Yeah, it was fine. 6.
Heat factor. It wasn't cold. It didn't stay hot. I don't think it was hot to begin with. I don't know. I've kind of been different on the heat factor.
Yeah, I am too. I feel the same way.
I also was so hungry when I ate this. All I ate... So, I did Uber Eats today. And I had a bowl of cereal. And then I had probably 1,000 peanuts doing Uber Eats. But I didn't eat any food. So when I came home, I was like... So the taste definitely got some bonuses based on that. This happens heat, I don't remember. But I guess when you don't remember, that's a good sign, at least on the front of it wasn't memorably cold. So, heat factor, I'll go with a 6.5. Because it definitely wasn't hot.
If the heat is not memorable, I have a spot always. It's 7.5 for me. It was not cold. It did not burn my mouth. And we ate it pretty quickly. Because we've also had newborn heat time lately.
That's right.
So we did eat it fairly quickly. It was fine. I have no complaints one way or the other. It wasn't cold, it wasn't hot.
Now, taste for this is fascinating. And also,
I have no idea what I'm going to give at this point.
And then also, like, was this really healthy? No. Not really.
I don't think so. I mean, there was a lot of mashed potatoes in there.
A lot of gravy.
Gravy is not that caloric, honestly.
This felt caloric.
Okay, this felt like caloric.
Caloric.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
No, but typically it's not. It's usually fairly light.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was excellent. I thought the chicken was very moist. I thought the mashed potatoes were creamy. I thought the carrots had a nice crunch.
Too crunchy for this girl.
I thought the gravy was good, bad gravy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like homemade, get the drippings. But I'm sure it was good from a packet.
Yeah, you also, like, grew up... Okay, so my mom is, like, a scratch cook. And so is your mom. But my mom is, like, packet gravy. Your mom takes the giblets and the neck of the turkey and, like, cooks it down. And she makes amazing gravy. And I'm like, here's the giblets. Go to town. This is not for me.
There's a difference.
Yeah, which is great, but it's not for Jess.
No, you don't need the giblets. I think, though, if you take the fat renderings from the turkey, all you do is It's a roux. It's very simple, Jess.
No, I'm just saying your mom takes all the parts of it. Like
No, all you need to do to make gravy is you just scrape the bottom of the pan and then add flour.
No, that's not how your
together.
mom does it. She takes the neck of it and the heart and all this stuff.
Okay.
And guess what? It's delicious. But it's not for me to make that decision because that
fair.
grosses me out a little bit.
Right. Well, again, that's where... that's what, if you wanted to have Jess Delivers Gravy podcast, we can do a spinoff.
Oh, good God.
We need time for that. Taste that one with an 8. That was good. All the things I said.
Okay.
I was pleasantly surprised / starving.
Okay, so mashed potatoes, 6. Too smushy.
That's a high score for you if you hate mashed potatoes.
Yeah, too smushy. I just need
And
some...
let me just say this. I like you and your mom's gravy. I think it's very good.
No, it's not good. She just makes it to make the turkey moist. There's nothing exciting about it. It's McCormick
I'm not saying I dislike that. I'm just saying there is a difference with the homemade gravy.
Oh, yeah, there is. And I'm agreeing with you, and I prefer that. That's just not our thing.
We'll do gravy month next month.
Well, yeah, I mean, we really focus in my family on the sausage stuffing. That's like our focus.
Yes. That's delicious.
Yeah, it is amazing. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to the components. So I'm going to say 6 for the mashed potatoes. I just need more texture. I don't like mashed potatoes. I like roasted potatoes. I like French fries.
Such a potato snob.
It's a texture thing.
How about London Parentes not liking the sweet potato?
That was shocking to me. That was like his least favorite thing.
I don't like sweet potatoes.
That's like one of my favorite foods, actually.
That was random.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wow, okay, like, I don't like escargot, but I love sweet potatoes. Like, they're pretty obnoxious.
That was fun.
Okay, the veggies, they were a little undercooked, but I actually was surprised.
I don't think they
No,
were.
I thought that I was surprised by that. I thought they'd be, like, overcooked to smithereens.
I'd rather them be...
No, I agree.
Mushy carrots are gross.
I'm going to give him 7 on the
babies.
mixed... 7 on the mixed veggies. He's still passed out. Oh, God bless this kid. He's been passed out this whole podcast.
Just download it, Ryan. Give 5 stars.
I'll give a 7 on that. I'll give the gravy a 7.
I hope you're keeping track of this.
I am. I'm going to give the chicken a 10.
Why are we together? Maybe the 10.
You didn't like the chicken?
I liked it a lot, but
Oh,
a 10?
I'm sorry. I am sorry. If we had to say who ate most of the chicken...
That doesn't mean I liked it more.
You plowed that chicken.
I don't disagree, but a 10? Jesse, a 10?
No. I'm averaging everything together. The chicken beyond exceeded my
Not
expectations.
a 10. That wasn't 10 chicken. But then again, my opinion, it wasn't.
But I don't like skin. So that was maybe my ideal chicken.
I got to reevaluate our marriage.
Okay, great. I've had a rough weekend. Give me a little leeway, man.
Not with the chicken. I'm not giving
Okay.
it to you. No.
All right. So I'm gonna go with an 8 overall.
Okay.
What was yours? I don't even remember.
It was the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think that averages out. I loved the chicken. Every time I ate it, I was like, "Oh man, this is way better than I thought it would be."
It was great.
No,
it was very moist.
I know that there wasn't skin on it, but they cooked it like there was skin on it, and they cooked it and they took it off. I think that was amazing.
Yes.
And I think the chicken was the star of the show.
Yes, agreed. The gravy was good too.
Gravy was good. I just would have if you got roast potatoes, like I always love like a hash browns, any side of potatoes I love, but just mashed potatoes. I have teeth. I can chew.
I was initially going to get the turkey, and I pivoted at the end.
Did they have turkey as an option
And
in the bowls?
And meatloaf.
Interesting. I've learned from eating at...
But I said this chicken's their thing, so that's why I went with that.
I've learned from eating at Whole Foods salad bars, pre-COVID. I don't like turkey meat. I really don't like it.
Turkey was good this year.
Yes, for Thanksgiving. But, if I have the option between chicken and turkey, I've gotten it a couple of times. You'll go to the Whole Foods salad bar, you'll throw a couple pieces of turkey on. I don't like it that much.
Yeah, I do. You know what? Let me rephrase that. I am indifferent on turkey white meat. I think dark meat turkey is fantastic.
Oh, God. All right. Well,
I think white meat turkey is...
welcome to 6 weeks of white meat versus dark meat arguments.
Well, I think people that don't like Thanksgiving turkey, it's because they only eat white meat and they don't know the luxury and the beauty of dark meat.
Well, some people just like the side dishes.
I like them too.
And you're looking
Like,
at our...
if I had to pick Thanksgiving, it'd be duck. Like, take out the turkey, bring in the duck.
Oh, it'd be salmon if it was
We should
mine.
do a Thanksgiving month of Thanksgiving stuff. That'd be fun.
Where would we get Thanksgiving stuff?
Boston Market.
I was going to say, that's the only place.
Best thing you ate this week, Jesse.
All right,
And you can't say the chicken. Well, I guess the chicken.
No.
You gave it a 10.
No, the best thing I ate this week was the new Detroit style pizza place in not Montclair, Bloomfield, which is where we live, but it's much farther from our house than Montclair.
I know, right?
It's Blue Steel Pizza, which apparently so it's Detroit style pizza. Apparently they make in order to make the Detroit style pizza, they do it on blue steel sheet pans, and we had sausage with ricotta and a spicy pepper relish, and it was amazing. I love that.
That was good.
I like how spicy it was.
Me.
Was that same pizza, or was it the other pizza?
It was the other pizza, but still.
So you like the vegetarian pizza, not like the meaty pizza? Ooh, that feels weird.
That does feel weird. Who are we?
I don't know.
That was good. I like that sheet cheese.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically not good cheese.
Then why do I like it?
Because it melts well. It does.
And there's no taste to it. I like cheese that has no flavor.
Okay.
True?
I guess.
I think that's true.
No, I guess kind of. Your cheese of choice is buffalo mozzarella, and that doesn't have much flavor.
I like white cheddar, some cheddars.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I like the stinkiest, hardest cheese there is.
I know.
I like it stinky. I like it hard.
That's a drop.
Don't cut that out.
You're so according to this podcast, the name of this episode is My Wife. She likes it stinky and hard.
Oh.
Which doesn't bode well for me.
Or does it?
Not lately.
We just had a baby.
This has been the Mike Delivers Podcast, episode 118. Thank you for keeping it stinky. Thank you. Right now, I could not be harder on myself for the edits that I have to make. Jess, we're going to be at 200 before you know it. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the podcast?
He is so bored. He has been asleep this entire time, which we will take because he is silent.
Jessica, let's have a great week, okay? Or if you're listening on this Thursday, so great week we had. Get any more alcohol? All right.
Good night.
Good night. Bye, everybody.